Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, one of the great spiritual teachers of our time, proposed that all occurrences of violent conflict arise from the accumulation of collective stress. The act of one person meditating has a positive effect on the collective consciousness, but for every additional person meditating at that same time, the effect is increased exponentially. In one study dealing with 48 different U.S. cities, 24 cities were sent intentions to decrease crime. The study showed that when meditation was performed, and by only 1% of their total population, the crime rates dropped 22% and the crime trend dropped 89%.
You remember in the experiment in Japan, which we now call the 100th monkey theory, where they were watching these little Japanese monkeys, but it was a little female monkey who learned how to take the sweet potato that had sand all over it and wash it. And then she taught her other kids how to do it. And then the moms sat there and said, hey, that's a pretty good idea. And they started doing it too. And it got to a certain number, and nobody knows what that number is, but it reached approximately 100. And when it did, bam, in a single moment of time, in less than one day, in less than 24 hours, it spread over the entire island. They all started washing them. It spread to other islands that were not even connected, and islands, many different islands, and all the monkeys of that species started washing their potatoes. It even spread to the mainland of Japan, where these monkeys started washing the potatoes, and it did it in like that.
Both the Maharishi effect and the 100th monkey effect are more demonstrations of the collective consciousness shared among all human beings. And what it is saying is that if only a small amount of people focus their attention on a single goal, not only does it have a large effect on reality itself, but the very act of creating peace within each of us as individuals exponentially changes every person on earth. To change the world, all we have to do is change our minds. All of these examples of the unified field of consciousness at work in the physical plane of existence can be explained using the holographic model of reality.
The human body is a holographic image of the entire creation of the universe, and that we live in a hologram. If you take a photograph of a hologram and you rip off a little piece of it, it contains the image of the whole thing, even though she's just ripped off a little piece of it. Well, your body, your physical body, is the same way. You are a hologram of everything.
That's the way it goes. Each point contains the whole. Each point has all information. Each point is connected to all other points in the universe. And then the universe arranges the points in all sorts of different ways and makes all of the things we see.
These are all holograms. Some of them, the best ones, can look as solid as you and me. These are all holograms, with no space, no 3D, just the appearance of it. That's what we're doing, taking vibrational information and decoding it into a holographic world that appears to be out there but isn't. So, in a decoded state, this is what the world looks like. In an undecoded state, they are energetic vibrational fields.
People want to realize that we do live in a holographic universe, okay? Physical reality, what we think it is just a mere illusion, okay? It's very flexible. You can change it by just thinking of the world you want to live in, and the reality itself will crystallize, and it'll form itself according to what you believe in.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride, and we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. Has to be real. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love.
You can't fear if you know what you are, because all that happens if I die tonight, I just go home. I can't be killed. I cannot be killed.
We human beings never die. Our spirit continues going on.
And you have to know now that only the fearless will take the next stage. Only those who seek the Most High will even draw breath.
You consider the fact that most of the people who are in the Illuminati do not want to be in the Illuminati. There would be a mass exodus, a mass revolt, if they could get out. But they can't, because you are punished with death if you leave. You reading this stuff and you're worrying about this stuff, you are worshiping the Illuminati. That is worship. You are paying fealty with fear, because that's all they need. Hitler's quote, "I do not care for the allegiance of the people. All we ask for is their fear." That's all they want. So when you fear them, they win.
If you become, like my grandfather, focused on service and love and giving thanks consistently to our great Creator, there won't be a Rockefeller, a Rothschild, or a Kissinger who will terminate you before your time.
I also almost fell off my seat when I watched this Disney movie called Monsters, Inc. If you haven't seen Monsters, Inc., the story was that in the monster world, as they called it, they had no energy source. And so what they did, they had a power station in the monster world, and the people working for it used to turn up to work every morning, line up, and then these doors would come up in front of them, symbolic of interdimensional doorways, and then when